This conference will now be recorded.
Mukshirvai sharanam prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kalpibhyo Vamshirishibhyo Mahadhyo Namo Gurubhya Sarvopaplavahita Prajnanagana Pratyagarbho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Om Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sangapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavad Vidham Vibrate Tasmai Bhashyate Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Yasya Nishvasitam Veda Yo Vedebhyo Khidam Shagat Nirmame Tamaham Vande Vidyadhiratamaheshwaram Om Namah Shivaya. So now, Sri Vidyaranya Swami says that though prarabdha karma, it is true that the prarabdha has brought the body into existence, and the reason why the prarabdha has brought the body into existence is because it wants to give the results of various papa punya karma phalas. And that is the reason why till the last breath a person will be experiencing joys and sorrows, sukha and dukkha, suffering and pleasures will be there till the last moment. And the moment the prarabdha is finished, as much was the quota to deliver the joys and sorrows. When that quota is finished, the body does not have any purpose, and hence the person dies or the body perishes. That is called as the death, where the prarabdha ends. And so the Purva Paksha raised an objection saying that prarabdha has its own reason to keep the body in place. Why would it allow your knowledge to come and destroy kartrutvam and bhoktritvam? Because knowledge will destroy ignorance as well as the product of ignorance. The experiencership and the doership, both of these are products of ignorance, projections of ignorance. Without identification with the anatma padartha, which is the body, senses, mind, how can you be an experiencer or a doer? So basically a person requires to be identified with the body, with the mind, with the senses, to be called as an experiencer, to be called as the doer, hmm? To identify yourself as something that you are not is obviously an error. To identify this rope as snake is an error. Like that, to identify yourself as that what you are not is of course an error, and therefore the cause of the error is ignorance. What is the function of the knowledge? To come and destroy ignorance as well as that what is projected by the ignorance. You get it? So, experiencerhood or the what do they call it? The doership, both experiencership, doership is product of ignorance, and it will get destroyed in the wake of knowledge. And the word destruction over here would mean abhibhava. Okay, once again, you keep it in mind, it will mean abhibhava. We have discussed this portion. Nah? It will be totally destroyed in videha kaivalyam. But as long as the body is there, it will remain. But how will it remain? It will not occupy the prime position, Simhasanadhishwara. Like in Durga Saptashati, we hear that this Mahishasura, this demon, he places himself on the throne of the heaven and he displaces Indra, Varuna, everyone from their positions. Like that, this ego comes and takes the prime position, claiming that he is the more mukhya, important, most important. The ego survives with the importance that it gets. I am an experiencer, I am a doer. With the claim itself, it survives. So now comes and takes, occupies the prime position. But Abhibhava will mean that it becomes only a functional entity, becomes a functional entity. I will explain it to you. Say, suppose you are standing in a queue to get into the bus, okay? And then maybe you are, third in the queue, and there is some little time for the bus to arrive. And then you want to visit the bathroom or something, and you tell the person next to you, or before you, after you, that look here, I'll join, I'll go and come, I want to use the bathroom. So you go over there. And then when you come back, then if somebody asks, are you getting into the queue, barging into the queue? Then you tell, no, sir, I was third over here. That I was third, that your position as third person in the queue is only a functional thing. Not that every queue you are third, whichever queue you go, you are third one only. Okay. So over here, to say that you are the third one is just a transactional fact in the sequence. That's it. Like that, the doership, abhibhutam, it does not become primary. It remains only as a functional entity, nothing more. It does not take the position as paramartha. truly I am like this. No, I have assumed to be this only for this particular transaction. That's it. Nothing more. Satyam, see. And so this is Abhibhava. It is called as Abhibhava. This knowledge destroys. So Abhibhava and then destruction in Videya Kaivalya. So now he had raised a question that even Abhibhava is not possible. Abhibhava is also not possible. Why is Abhibhava not possible? Because he said there is Prarabdha. That Prarabdha has brought this body-mind complex to give its results. And that result will be experienced, which means the experiencer has to be present. How can that experiencer go away? And therefore, even if there is knowledge, what will happen? The prarabdha will keep the knowledge bound, pratibadham will keep the knowledge bound, not allow it to function. That was what was said. So, because there is prarabdha, abhibhava is not possible. Okay? You get that thing? What did he say? That the meaning of destruction will become abhibhava. Then the objection was raised that even abhibhava is not possible. Why is abhibhava not possible? Because of prarabdha. Because of prarabdha, abhibhava, overpowering it, subduing it is not possible. When this was said, the teacher explained by saying, well, then consider even the sukham, the joy of Jivanmukti also has its prarabdha. If this is the prarabdha, huh? What happened? If this is the prarabdha, he said, if this is the prarabdha, what is the point of any purushartha? Why should anybody put in any effort? It will happen if it has to happen. Your Jivanmukti will take place if it has to happen. Your samadhi will take place. If that is your prarabdha, why should you even put in any effort? Even try to lift your little finger for it? Forget it. It will happen. So the teacher says, then that is it. That should be true for everything in life. For everything. And so he says, no, no, no. The adrishtam also requires the unseen. Adrishtam actually means unseen. What is unseen? What is unseen? The punya papa, dharma dharma rupa. This is the adrishtam. Whatever was done, dharma dharma, punya papa, it remains. It stays. How long does it stay? Till the result of that punya papa is delivered. So that adrishta requires certain drishta samagri. Okay, what does it require? Drishta samagri, components which are seen. If it is that you have to experience dukkham from wife, then you require a wife, and that's why you will have a wife who will give dukkham, and so that wife will come give dukkham. So drishta samagri is required. So through that drishta samagri, drishta, not dushta. Okay, dushta means defective. Dosha yuktam is dushtam, not dushtam. Drishtam. Huh? Tangible. Something that is tangible, physical. And these components are required. So he says, like that, Purusha Prayatna is also required for Adrishtam. And so there is a definite place and a very important place to Purusha Prayatna. Purusha Prayatna means efforts of the living person. Dead person obviously does not do any effort. Throw him in fire also, this fellow will not even smile or cry or even, make a sound. A living person, effort of a living Purusha Prayatna is there. Up to here, so there is a place for effort. One should not lack, one should not lax, one should not take it for granted, one should not throw it. If it is God's will, it will happen, and all those things. Give due right importance to right things. Give them their due credit. Okay. So now teacher says we are on page number 31. Let us proceed. Kim Bahuna. If you want to say, you say it in mind along with me. Kim Bahuna. Kim Bahuna means now what to speak with more elaboration. Kim Bahuna. Now what are you going to do with even more and more elaboration on this? Yeah, and so when having said Kim Bahuna, what is going to follow is now the sar, the essence of or the conclusion of that discussion. Here he goes. प्रारब्ध कर्मणि एव अत्यंत भक्तेन भवता योगाभ्यास रूपस्य पुरुष प्रयत्नस्य वैयर्थ्यं मनसापि विचिन्तयितुम् अशक्यम्. Now he says, you seem to be like somebody who is totally devoted to prarabdha karma. That's somebody who is very, very devoted. He is total daivavad. He says there is prarabdha and you will get things in your life only if you are meant to get it. Prarabdha. So now this person is totally convinced with this argument that whatever has to come to me will come to me if it is there in my prarabdha. So now he says, prarabdha karmani eva atyanta bhaktena. Now you seem to be atyanta bhakta devoted. Bhaktena bhavata, by you, by people like you, bhavata, by you what? Yoga abhyasa rupasya purusha prayatnasya. Now that you, in spite of all your devotion for prarabdha karma, you cannot dismiss the importance of purusha prayatna. You cannot dismiss the importance of efforts, the right efforts of a person. Purusha prayatnasya. Now over here, what is the nature of Purusha Prayatna? The efforts, Yoga Abhyasa Rupasya. Now we are saying that the right effort over here for Jivanmukti is Yoga Abhyasa. Okay? Is in form of Yoga Abhyasa. Abhyasa, I have told you yesterday, is Satu Dirgha Kala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito that abhyas. Prayatna Vishesha, Utsaha Vishesha is Purusha Prayatna. So that is called as again and again trying to establish yourself in that state of samadhi is without losing your heart, without getting your enthusiasm dampened, applying yourself again and again to be established in samadhi is called as abhyasa. Okay, so he says this yoga abhyasa rupasya purusha prayatnasya vayarthyam. You cannot call it to be it to be vyartham. Vyartham means vyartham, useless, futile, fruitless. You cannot. Even a person like you who is totally convinced with only prarabdha, he also cannot say that this Purusha Prayatna in form of yoga abhyasa is fruitless. Manasapi vichintayitum ashakam. Forget you will put forth any argument, you won't even be able to think against it. Manasapi vichintayitum ashakyam. So this is akamyam. So this nyaya is akamya. That Purusha Prayatna will bring, and what kind of Purusha Prayatna now we are talking? Yoga Abhyasa Rupa Purusha Prayatna. Athava, or else, Athava, Prarabdham Karma, Yatha Tattvajnana Prabalam. If you are not able to understand this, then the teacher gives you an option to understand. He gives Athava Prarabdham Karma Yatha Tattvajnana Prabalam. According to you, the Prarabdha Karma is more powerful than the knowledge. Why? Because that Prarabdha Karma will block the knowledge from functioning, prevent the knowledge from fructifying. What will be the fructification of knowledge? Destruction of ignorance. What will the prarabdha karma do? His argument is that the prarabdha karma will block, will prevent. So according to you, that prarabdha karma seems to be more powerful than the knowledge. Prabalam. So athva prarabdham karma yatha tatvajnana prabalam. तथा तस्मादपि कर्मणो योगाभ्यास प्रबलोस्तु. Then by the token of the same coin, we are going to say that yoga abhyasa is even more powerful than prarabdha. What happened? So that yoga abhyasa is purusha prayatna only, no? Oh, karma la maanto man.
Saying yoga abhyas is more powerful than prarabdha. Yoga abhyas is the karma due to yoga abhyas.
Yeah, that is what, yeah. It means that because this is now the immediate karma which is getting done, and that is already done. So it is in the gamut of karma only. But which karma does what? Yeah, like when you have acidity, acidity is due to what? Because of your overeating. Now you do what? You take some medicine. That is also another karma, consuming. It is like that. Tattvajnana prabalam. Prarabdham karma yatha tattvajnana prabalam. Tatha tasmadapi karmano yoga abhyasa prabalostu. Call that yoga abhyasa even more powerful than that prarabdha. Okay? Tathacha, then he substantiates that argument. Tathacha yogina uddalaka vitahavyadina svecha dehatyaga upapadyate. And how do you say that yoga abhyasa is more powerful than prarabdha? He says that we have seen these examples of great yogis, and two yogis he names. One is Uddalaka, and the other one is what is it? Vitahavya. They were able to give up their bodies on their will. So, giving up of the body, death of that body, was not totally controlled by prarabdha. It was controlled by their will when they want to give up. So there is yoga abhyasa which is more powerful than prarabdha. So तथा च योगिनाम उद्दालक वीतहव्यादिनाम स्वेच्छया देहत्यागः उपपद्यते. This is how their स्वेच्छा देहत्याग can be justified, explained, upapadyate, can become tenable. यद्यपि अल्पायुषम् अस्माकं तादृशो योगः न संभवति. यद्यपि अल्पायुषाम् अल्पायुषाम् अस्माकं तादृशो योगः न संभवति तथापि. Now, when this was said, there was a great hope. But when it was told, Vitahavya and Uddalaka, now suddenly, once again, this fellow felt little crestfallen. Why? Because look at their Ayu. They could live for, long time, and that is how they could master the yoga. But how can we master yoga with the Ayu that is left with us? We are already 50, 60, 70. Somebody is all saying that my legs are already dangling in the grave. Marathi they tell, "Aarti lakde gegi smashan." Previously, in the old days, when somebody died, in order to cremate that fellow, they had to carry the firewood. So people from the same village, community, everybody will bring little wood from their places to, to the cremation ground. Otherwise, from where the wood will come in the cremation ground? Totally unattended thing. So everybody. So no, this fellow is saying that, for my funeral pyre, half the wood has already reached in the crematorium. It has already reached over there, which means that I am on the verge of saying goodbye. So with that kind of a time left with me, how can I imagine that there will be mastery of yoga and there will be Jivanmukti in my life? So again, it is the same thing. I'm sad again, crestfallen. So he says, no. Yadyapi alpayusham asmakam, like we people who are alpayusha. Even if it is anybody born in Kali Yuga, newborn also, it is alpayusha only. Alpayusham asmakam tadrusho yogaha nasambhavati. You do not have that much time. Like those rishis who could live for long and practice intensely for a long time, thus they could master the yoga easily. What about you and me? Tathapi, though we may not have time like them, yet tathapi kamadi rupa chitta vritti nirodha matre yoge konama prayasaha. What is something so difficult in thinking that yoga, that what yoga means giving up, of what? The kamadi vritti, the various desires, kama, krodha, lobha, giving up of those kamadi rupa chitta vritti nirodhe yoge onama prayasaha. What is something so difficult in thinking that, well, you may not have that kind of time, but at least with whatever time is left with you, at least now applying yourself to what? To not allow the mind to take the shape of desire, frustration, gloom, etc. Now, what What is difficult in saying? And you say that to yourself. Ko prayasaha, ko nama prayasaha. Why should it be so difficult? Then yadi shastriyasya prayatnasya prabalyam nangikhriyate tada chikitsamarabhya moksha shastra paryantanam sarveshamanarthakyam prasajyeta. Sir, no, sir. This is, the Shastras may say so, but it is not practical. We have all these kind of arguments. This fellow, instead of pulling his socks and tightening his belt, this fellow will have all the time complaints as why he can't do it. Why you can't do it? If this is your argument, don't do it. You don't have to argue why you can't do it. There is difficulty. Now your job is to find a way how you are going to do it, not why you can't do it. It is any which way is difficult, it's okay. It is understood. But if that is what you are going to argue about, better not to argue. Yadi shastriyasya prayatnasya prabalyam na angikhriyate. Now this is shastriya. Oh, the scriptures will tell us, but it is not practical. In these days, it is not practical. This Kali Yugi Jiva, this is Kali Yuga, so that's not possible. So these people have that kind of a thing to say. Now, if you think that shastriya prayatna, the right efforts, just not efforts, but right efforts. And when are your efforts going to be right? If they can produce the results. When will your efforts be able to produce results now? When they will walk, when they will be in the direction as shown by the Shastra, as shown by the scriptures. So Shastriya prayatnasya prabalyam na angikhriyate. If you do not accept the strength, the power of the efforts done in the direction as shown by the scriptures, Shastriya prayatnasya prabalyam na angikhriyate, then everything, including your diagnosis of some diseases, etc., everything will become useless. You cannot do anything. Na angikhriyate. Moksha Shastra Paryantanam, beginning from diagnosis of your cold and fever, right from there up to Moksha Shastra, everything will become futile. Paryantanam sarvesham anarthakyam prasajyeta. It will not be just chosen only for Moksha Shastra. It will, your disappointment will be there everywhere, in every field of Purusha Prayatna. Nahi kadachit karma phala visamvada matreena daurbalyam apadayitum shakyam. Now this fellow comes up. Look at the patience, even for Vidyaranya Swami or some teacher to keep on talking like this. Now this fellow comes up and says, but sir, Shastriya Prayatna may be powerful, but sometimes it is found that in spite of putting the right efforts, it does not bear the results. And that is the reason why, what in my case, because in my case, if something can go wrong, it will definitely go wrong in my case. If something can go wrong, then it will definitely go wrong in my case. So this fellow is pakka pessimist, total pessimist. And therefore he says, nahi kadachit karma phalavisam. So there is karma phalavisamvada. Sometimes there is karma, but the result does not come. Maybe I am putting in all efforts, yet that samadhi may not take place, Jivan Mukti may not take place, though I may do it. So, and that goes to prove what? That Shastriya Prayatna is Durbala. So he says that Shastriya Prayatna, because of this reason, can be called as Durbala, weak. Weak. Okay. So now the teacher says, even this kind of your argument does not have any stand, does not have any strength. That argument does not have any meaning. Why? Na shakyam. Why? Anyatha kadachittam parajayam drishtva sarvaihi bhupaihi gajashvadi senopekshita sena upeksheta sena upeksheta anyatha. Otherwise, kadachittam parajayam. That, in the olden days when there were these small kingdoms, every king had his own army, and then that army was chaturanga, was of four parts: elephants, chariots, horsemen, and the infantry. So there were four chaturanga sena. Now some king comes and says, what if I lose the battle? Because battle can be lost or battle can be even won. So what if I lose the battle? And if the battle is lost, then to spend so much money on maintaining the army was such a waste. So why maintain the army? Let us not do, because we may lose the battle. This is what had happened during Indo-China war. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru said, "Oh no, no, we are peacekeepers of the world. India will emerge as the." So he was throwing pigeons in the air, saying that Shanti as symbol of peace. We want to keep peace, and that's why if India is a country which wants to give the message of peace to the world, why should we have army? And he disbanded the Indian army. And then there was, the Chinese aggression, and then suddenly then he had to call the people back. The disbanded army, come on, come quickly. And that is how that war was also lost. And you don't do such silly things. Anyatha kadachittam parajayam drishtva sarvaihi bhupaihi gajashvadi sena upeksheta. They should dismiss the sena. No. Ataha eva ananda bodhacharya ahu. Therefore, one of the great teachers of the tradition is Ananda Bodhacharya. What does he write? Na yajirnam na yajirna bhayadva ahara parityagaha bhikshuka bhayadva sthalyanati shrayanam adhishrayanam anadhishrayanam yuka bhayadva pravarana parityagaha iti. He gives three examples. He says that, what if I eat food and there is indigestion? Therefore, this fellow gives up eating only. Out of fear that there will be indigestion, he does not eat. Does anybody do that? That nahi ajirna bhayadva ahara parityagaha. Why have you given? Because there will be indigestion. That's why I'm not eating. That is a disease if somebody does it. Bhikshuka bhayadva. Now, I want to cook food. But we are talking about those days when people were cooking food on wood. So if when you are cooking, the smoke will rise out of the chimney. Then there is some bhikshuk on the road, some mendicant asking for alms, and he will see the smoke rising out of my roof in that from the chimney, and then he will say, "Oh, definitely," which means there is cooking going on in their kitchen. So I can get some bhiksha. So he goes over there and says, "Bhiksham devi, give me some bhiksha, give me some alms, give me food." So now he says, "I don't want to give any alms to the beggars, and that is why I will not cook only. If I don't cook, there won't be fire. If there is no fire, there won't be any smoke. If there is no smoke, the bhikshuk will not see the smoke. And if he does not see the smoke, he will not come only." So because there is some bhikshuka bhaya, will you stop cooking at your home? Or yuka bhaya pravara parityagaha. In this Tibet and all these places, it is extremely cold. And during the winter time, we are talking about very olden days, not very modern days. Sorry. So what happened? This is just not cold or anything, some dust or some this agarbatti smoke. Otherwise, people will get scared. Huh? No. Nothing. No, nothing will happen. Just that allergy to the agarbatti. So what happened was in the olden days, these people used to wear their coats, overcoats, and all to protect themselves from the cold. And now the cold is so much that to remove that coat and take bath is so 3, 4, 5 months they will keep those clothes only. As a result, there will be lice in the clothes. Yuka. There will be lice. Lice means Ua. Yuka. U becomes Ju. Yuka Bhaya. Now, because if I wear clothes, I will have lice in the body. That's why will that person stop wearing clothes in that cold region? No. Nobody does that. Nahi ajirna bhayadva ahara parityagaha. And that's why nobody gives up eating food because there is a fear of indigestion, or because I am afraid that somebody will come to ask food if he sees smoke. That's why I will not cook only. Nobody does that. Or because there may be some lice. That's why I will not wear clothes in those cold places. Something like, will anybody do? No. Pravarana parityagaha iti. So Ananda Bodhacharya says, so if you are going to say kadachit, because of some reason, if the person does not meet the desired result, what is the desired? Jivanmukti. If he does not, in spite of doing the yoga abhyasa. So now he says that in spite of doing the yoga abhyasa, he did not overcome that prarabdha. That shows that yoga abhyasa is durbala. Durbala weak is what he said. So we say, no, that kadachitva, you cannot make it as a rule. This kadachitva, you cannot make it as a rule. Yes, that is okay. But how will you explain why did even such a situation arose? So such a situation may come because the efforts which were required for you to overcome your prarabdha were not sufficient. That's all. So it means do more effort in that direction. What you feel is lot is not sufficient. Oh, I have done a lot. What you feel a lot is not sufficient. So do it sufficiently till it is overcome. And therefore, yes, yoga abhyas is powerful. Then, शास्त्रीय प्रयत्नस्य प्राबल्यम वसिष्ठ राम संवादे विस्पष्टम अवगम्यते. He draws your attention to the dialogue that is there between Bhagavan Ram and his teacher Guru Vasishtha. And this dialogue is it is recorded that it is a voluminous work and it is called as Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. It is Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana. Just the dialogue between Rama and Vasishtha is Yoga Vasishtha. So Shastriya Prayatnasya Prabalyam, the what do they say? Prabalyam is powerfulness. What do they? Nice words here. The efficacy, the effectiveness, the efficacy of the Shastriya Prayatna. Now you understand what is the meaning of word Prayatna? Prayatna means effort, and Shastriya Prayatna means efforts in the direction as directed by the scriptures, by the Shastra. So that will become Shastriya Prayatna. Shastriya Prayatnasya Prabalyam Vasishtharama Samvade Vispashtam Avagamyate. We are able to understand the efficacy, the importance, the effectiveness of Shastriya Prayatna in the dialogue between Sri Rama and Vasishtha Rishi. Where is it said? So he gives a reference. Sarvameva hi sada ityarabhya tadanu tar apya avamuchya sagu tishta ityantena granthena. So he has given that reference. Where, from which portion to which portion can you find it? So over there, Vasishtha Rishi says, Sarvameveha hi sada samsare raghunandana samyak prayuktat sarvena paurushat samavapyate. Sarvameveha hi sada samsare raghunandana. He Raghunandana. Oh, Oh Rama. Raghunandana means the one who delights everybody in your family, so even the ancestors. Raghunandana, one who delights, Ananda. He Raghunandana, Sarvameva hi sada samsare samavapyate. That everything can be gained. What is everything? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. This is all that you have to gain. So by everything, what is it? What is meant? What is meant is all the four purusharthas can be well accomplished. Can be accomplished. Sarvameva iha hi sada. Iha means asminneva janmani asmin loke. Sarvam eva iha hi sada samsare he Raghunandana has samavapyate. How samyak prayuktat paurushat. When that paurusha, when the effort of a person, the efforts of a person are put in the right way, in the right quantity, adequately. So both the things, when the efforts are adequate and also in the right direction. Then everything can be attained, achieved. There is no place for any disappointment over here. Paurushat samavapyate. Sarvam. Now the teacher only explains what is the meaning of word sarvam. Otherwise, sarvam means, well, I want Kohinoor Hira. Will I get that? You may be able to, but then that is not what is, don't reduce it to some ridiculous things. Sarvam means putra, vitta, swarga, loka, brahmalokadi phalam. Sarvam means what? Putra, be it progeny, vittam, be it your wealth in form of gold, properties, investments, all those things. Swargaloka, even attainment of heavenly celestial world, or Brahmaloka, that world from where the liberation is attained, Brahmaloka Viphalam. That is the meaning of word sarvam, that can be attained. Everything can be attained means all this, whether it is putra, vitta, swargaloka or brahmaloka. Paurusham putra kameshti krishi vanijya jyotishtoma brahmopasana lakshanaha purusha prayatnaha. Now what is the meaning of word paurusham in that shloka? It means Paurusham means Purusha Prayatna. Paurusham means it's synonymous with Purusha Prayatna. But when you want Putra, then do Putra Kameshti. If you want Brahmaloka and he is doing Putra Kameshti, then you are putting the wrong means for the right ends. You understand? Then when the means are wrong, you want to reach Madras, Chennai, don't catch a train to Delhi. At the most, what you could do is take a train to Bangalore and then change it to, but at least you are in the same direction. At least you are in the same direction. So doing the right effort in the right direction is important and adequately. That is Paurusham, Purusha Prayatna. Now there is going to be a very nice thing, and so now we will come to, there are two types of Paurusham. The efforts, the direction in which a person or the way in which a person exerts himself, puts his efforts, are of two types, in two ways: Shastriya Prayatna and Ashastriya, Uchshastram. Okay? You want money, that is okay. Even when you want money, you want wealth, do it in a righteous way, right way. That is it. You can earn money by righteous or unrighteous ways. So that what is righteous is Shastriyam, and that what is unrighteous is Uchshastriyam. So we are now going to see this division of Purusha Prayatna, of the efforts. What is it, and what is the Shastriya Prayatna, Uchshastriya Prayatna, and how that whole effort is now going to be meaningful when it comes to yoga abhyas, practice of samadhi. Okay, we are going to do all the various aspects are dealt over here, right up to what is the meaning of samadhi, how this samadhi should be practiced, and we go step by step as the teacher has intended to to take us to Jivan in understanding Jivanmukti. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Radharaya Sutra Bhashyakೃತೌ Vande Brahmantau Punah Punah ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Thank you. Let us meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on Monday now.